And we're back to learning Photoshop in a year, day 53. Let me show you how you can create and use LUTs. This is, in simple terms, you could say a photo filter or a filter generally that you can put on your images and even use in Premiere Pro to put on your footage. Let us just create some adjustments here for this one. I'll make it a sepia filter, crank it up. And now I want to use vibrance on top. So another adjustment layer, go up with it and also add some saturation just so that we have an example. You can memorize these adjustments and apply them every time you have a photo, but sometimes you have so many adjustments that you simply can't memorize that. So one way to store the information is to use a LUT, and you can easily create that in Photoshop itself. All that we have to do is to go to File and Export, and there's this option right here for color lookup tables. That is what LUT, L-U-T stands for. But this is not going to work directly because you don't have a background. So you might get this script alert. Let me show you how you can fix that. At first I make the photo invisible, then I create a new layer. This is going to be our background, and I'm going to give this a black or white color. So just use these color swatches right here and then a paint bucket tool. And while the layer is active in the layers menu, left click on the checkerboard, and now it's black. Make sure that this layer is still active in the layers menu. So you want to have that highlighted like this. And then you go to Layer, New, and Background from Layer. If everything was successful, this black layer should now be called Background, and it should have this typical log icon. Keep in mind that I've got everything visible except for the original photo, so our adjustment layers are visible and the background. And now I can go to File, Export, and use Color Lookup Tables again. And now it should run. You can describe it. If you want to, important is to use 32 medium for grid points. And for the format, cube is enough for Photoshop itself. If you have a different program, you might want to check that for other formats, but usually cube is enough for Photoshop and also for Premiere Pro if you want to use it there. So let us just confirm we are okay and find a place where you want to put it. It's a good idea to create your own folder somewhere where you can put all of your LUTs. For this tutorial, I'll just put it on my desktop and I call it tutorial. I save. It takes a couple of seconds, but then you should have this cube file, in my case on my desktop. Let me delete these adjustment layers and also the backgrounds. And this is usually where you start when you put a new image into Photoshop. And now to apply the LUT, we'll simply go to Adjustment Layers and use Color Lookup right here. So it's an adjustment layer. Color Lookup 1 is its name. And then we go to its properties. If you can't find that, go to Window and click on Properties. And then go to 3D LUT File. Use the drop down, and there should be the option Load 3D LUT. Left click on it, and this opens your Explorer. Find your folder where you've put your LUTs. In my case, the desktop, and then double click on what you need. In our case, we wanted to use the tutorial.cube, and you can see this now directly applied. And you can treat this like an adjustment layer. So for example, make it visible, invisible, or use opacity to adjust the intensity. And this is how you can create and use LUTs in Photoshop. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.